On duo will come in, and it's a very nicely rounded out comp here for KT.
Yeah, really strong combo, really solid engage, and actually seeing the Lissandra support come out. So we saw this a little bit. I remember Mickey X playing this a while back in the support role, and it was specifically as a Rakan counter because you can like interrupt his dash with your roots. And they also, one of the things there was definitely something they changed in the kit I remember back then that just made it more powerful as a support. But yeah, interesting to see this one being brought out specifically as a Rakan counter. So Carrier definitely someone who has these more eclectic picks, but had this one ready and definitely going to be something with that point and click CC.
Potential with this one. We'll see if they can do it against T1 in game number 1. All right, game number 1 of the Telecom War. The rematch from Worlds 2025 Finals, which T1 eventually were able to take down. Although it was a fierce bout between the two teams. Faker back on his rise. He's been getting a lot of rise. And, you know, this guy has a cinematic where he is literally rise.
Loaded. And they also made it so they now follow targets into the brush.
He's getting in there. He's ghosting for this kill, and he's going to have to flash away just like that in the solo 1v1. There's an interruption on the dash, by the way. We already got to see it. Palu is going to go back in. And BD's just dead. It's just a 1v1 kill solo by Faker, and now they're rooting the bottom lane. Palu's just dead too. And that's 2 kills for T1 3 minutes into the game.
And this is just huge. We'll see how this panned out. So obviously he ghosted. This is the initial play to get him low. Ghosted on him, and BD only has TP, so doesn't have a response combat summoner. And then BD's trying to walk up, and I assume he flashes on him.
Yeah. I think BD assumes he doesn't have mana.
Yeah, you actually looked. Faker's mana just further ahead BDD is.
Yeah. Cuz level 5 still, doesn't look like he's going to be able to do too much. But does want to roam on over as the Change of Corruption going to catch Keria, and he is not level 6, so he is just dead. Gets flashed on by the Varus, aiming here with a nice look. They catch him in transition towards that Drake. That does mean that owner's going to have to pull off of that one. Perfect trying to go ahead and proxy here. He's going to go with the Dominus right as the Gnar comes out.
And honestly, proxying has kind of been buffed. I was actually trying to contest here, but I think he's going to be scared away by all the members here. Yeah, proxying's been kind of buffed because the area which counts as in lane, so where Perfect is proxying the wave is in lane, but when Doran walks back to defend against it, it actually doesn't count as him being in lane. He might be looking to make use of that.
He wants to fight.
Yeah, you can see the little red glow around him. He wants to fight. He wants to make it happen.
And now aiming's like, here, have a Chains of Corruption
so
too. So
easy to proc it, right? Because you have slows on a lot of your abilities.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like KT trying to contest this.
There's a lot of shouting I can hear on the stage, so they're certainly trying to make some kind of play, as there is the engage from Keria. Presses his R button. Owner getting pretty low, but already Cuz goes down. As aiming full health, but he doesn't have a frontline anymore. BDD just has to flash out of there, but the chase is on. It looks like he's just going to wall himself out as Pace ends up finishing up the dragon. And that's 2 dragons now for T1 with the Mountain Soul on the way.
Yeah, T1 just able to pump damage into the front line of KT, and even though Ona goes down...
Just for more action on the mic. Doran just doesn't really care about Perfect anymore.
Yeah, I think early levels, Doran, actually, the top lane matchup wasn't going as well as you typically expect. Got set behind a bit in terms of...
Okay, getting on in there, the exhaust utilized, trying to really 100-0 Owner, and they are going to be able to do that. A bit traded back, but only on to Palu, who is the support, and even Keria is getting pretty low. So nice setup there from KT. Able to set up a pick, which their comp does very well, and it looks like they should be able to get this Rift Herald.
Yeah, I think a bit disrespectful from Ona. Didn't have the flash, didn't have a window to really ult, and just kind of gets CC locked and dies. So an overstep there from T1's jungler that gets punished. And a nice pickup that's going to lead to the Herald here from KT. So despite a bit of a deficit down in Dragons as well, still very much in this game. And the point I was making before is the early top lane matchup wasn't going too well for T1. But now, this is the thing with the Gnar. You just get to the point where you can just bully out a Renekton in the side lane, and Perfect is not having a fun time.
So our Deskers did confirm this is the chattiest comp of the LCK 2026, LCK Cup 2026. We got Lissandra and Vi, but also Gnar and Ezreal, who just never stops talking. There are so many chatty guys here on this comp. Varus, but not really. Not the best.
Maybe we should pitch it, but like, guys, next time switch your comp up, you know, not chatty enough.
All right, they're trying to make a play here onto the Wukong, who does not seem to have his clone, and it looks like Cuz is just dead. Even tried to flash out of that one and just gets hit by a giant boulder to the back of the head. Keria getting pretty low himself, but again, he is Lissandra with flash and heals. So T1, they find the pick themselves right before this dragon, and it might just be Mountain Soul point for them.
I feel like when you're playing into Wukong, the second you see him use his W, everyone just gets so tunnel visioned on taking this guy down, and you see T1 and we're like, oh.
All right, Keria is in a totally fine spot, and it's mid-Gnar, so this engage not really panning out all too much, and Pays eating forward, trying to get some more damage down. Faker, not the most range, but is able to defend his team as owner. All the while was just taking the Mountain Drake.
Yeah, KT trying to get more from that is Pays. Oh.
Palu somehow backing here where they could see him. We do have a disengage cone in position, but it doesn't matter with this much CC, although Palu
the
just
charm.
gonna flash on him, charm, and then just, well, Renekton's really not having a fun time against either of these solo laners as they're trying to engage a mid-Gnar here. Doran in a bit of a rough spot as the knockback comes out. They don't have all that much damage, but it is enough in the end.
Okay, nice
Take
pick.
him down.
Again, objectives are a while away, but it just gives some pressure. Going to throw down the Herald on the bot side and look to get this bot tower, so that's something. They also get Keria's flash, so, you know, trading up again. 2 flashes picked up, they'll take that, but they are losing pressure on mid. Aiming, trying to clear this wave out. And Pays playing with a lot of confidence here.
Yeah, very stubbornly sticking onto that turret for quite a while. BDD, meanwhile, is in the bottom lane. Had this Rift Herald dropped by Cuz for him.
Yeah, there's no one actually here to defend. I think Owen's going to get here in time to smite it, so it won't get a second charge, actually. He just got there in time. I thought he was going to get another charge in on that tier 2, but he slides in and clears it up. So almost completed his actualizer, but hasn't quite. So they've actually dodged a bullet here, because if he was a little bit more further along, he'd be so much stronger.
Yeah, could have been so much worse as... trying to go in onto mid-Gnar, not the best, I would say, as now we have the flank coming in from Perfect, trying to take down Doran. They will be able to do that, but now Owner goes in onto Cuz, who just gets burst down. They do, in fact, have the damage, and Pays even looking for a bit more with that shift forward. So, Palu very low, Cuz is down, and T1 can kind of just do whatever they want. I would imagine they'll look for this Mountain Soul.
It's such a weird engage, you know. Obviously, they did take down the Mega Gnar, but I felt like they just threw their front line at this bulky Gnar and just took so much damage in return. And in the end, not only do you give over the Mountain Soul, but now Faker's level up comes in. His Rod of Ages is completed. The next time you fight, he's going to have Actualizer. And I think that might
barely survive. Like, that's not the engage synergy we were talking about. Could have been much better as now Perfect in the side lane. He's got a big shield, but the smite comes in, and it looks like Perfect will just go down in the 2v1. So a nice little pick in the side lane. That T1 are not ready to happy game, because I've seen this many a time.
Are you suggesting I'm cursing them a little bit?
No, I just think T1 has some tendencies sometimes.
Okay, we'll see. Well, so far things looking good, but Cuz is trying to make his way in, potentially for a steal.
Yeah, he's trying to get that engage going as Palu, and, well, it wasn't much of anything, as now the Cyclone is going to go down, and a massive Doran to the wall! Doran wants to end this game right here, right now, and I think he just did. As Perfect on the run, but he should be the 4th casualty on the list. BDD also on the run, but Faker's just sprinting at him. Is trying to actualize all over BDD at this point in time, who is going to flash away, and the flash comes in from Faker. Nice knockaway, actually, from BDD onto Keria. As they're really extending into the base beyond 2 turrets.
Who's tanking? Come on. Okay, Keria, you've got it. He's a little bit tanky, shield. Right? Got the shield. There's still, the mid-tier 2 is up, right? So, definitely a little bit of an overstep there to try and chase. They'll probably bait it and just kill them. Probably won't let the Elder get low.
Still have 2 minutes of Baron. I guess they did just get it, so...
Yeah, I think if KT can't let them get Elder, but if KT come to contest, they'll just kill them. They won't let it be a flip, because that's like the only way you lose the game, is Cuz steals the Elder, and then they win a fight off that. T1 have seemed quite serious this game. No shenanigans yet. And KT trying to make the base defense happen. But the tower is getting shredded by these cannon minions right now. And Page trying to land the poke here.
Yep. Still a minute 30 on the Baron buff, so really just trying their best to push in. Here's the TP, and this will be from Perfect with the Dominus procced already, but the rest of the team is so far away, and now aiming is all by his lonesome, is going to flash away, but the Realm Warp is coming in, and Faker wants to continue to actualize on this team. The exhaust is there, aiming is down, and the denial on the wall getaway from BDD is really going to put the nail in the coffin on this game number 1. 15-5 the kills.
You know, that recall was a great call, Perfect. You just stay in the fountain. No, I think there's a better place for you to be.
Yeah.
And that is in the fountain. Not much you can do here.
He's going to get rooted up by Keria, who just casually plays Lissandra support into Palu's Rakan, and wasn't even the main character of this game. I mean, he was good, but I think it was really just T1's ability as a team to shut down a team when they're playing very seriously that took the prize in this game 1.
But I think we had some great moments, right? You know, Faker getting that solo kill early on, but I think the team fighting was excellent. Keria bringing out the Lissandra support. And
I mean, T1 looking very strong when they do play to this level. Doran gonna have the most damage in the game. Did a lot of hitting the Crocodile.
And then Mundo comes through. Now, I imagine
knows how to play it now.
Owner has been... We at least know this isn't his first game. He got that out the way in World's knockout stages. And it looks like we might just get Rek'Sai coming through. Obviously great at stacking the passive for the Sejuani, and pretty durable in the top side. And Perfect also did have a good game earlier in the LCK Cup where he's kind of just impossible to shove out. I believe it was in the series against DNS, where later in the series, later in the game, sorry, he was just impossible to shred through. Now, they do have a good amount of sustained damage in this game, but he can be so hard to pin down. So, a lot of dive potential from KT, a lot of melees to stack up that Sejuani passive, but I think they might just struggle at the kind of absurd survivability of T1's frontline and also the DPS of their backline. Because you think about the fact that like Sejuani and Rek'Sai are bulkier champions, but it's a Felios, Lulu, and a Nazir. I don't think they're ever going to have DPS struggles.
No.
And also, Mundo Zaheno just so...
Ready, let's hop into the rift for game number 2 of the Telecom War. Off we go, game number 2. Game number 1 was very straightforward. It just felt like a slow and steady collapse of KT. But yeah.
You know, Vikla got that really good early trade level 1, which I assume didn't happen between BDD and Faker based on how the lane is now.
Doesn't seem that way, as now we do have the Sejuani and the Rek'Sai trying to get to work on the door, and the flash comes in, and he is so dead. First blood will go over to Cuz on the Sejuani. I don't know.
You're the play-by-play. You're supposed to know
Ask
this.
Atlas. I don't know. He knows all the names. You gotta put in some studying. But I do know that
here's his Frozen Tomb.
Is
here's his Frozen Tomb, and here's his glacial prison. Okay, that makes sense.
It does. KT are getting to work here on this first streak, and owner says you can have it. We don't have Canyon in this game to throw down a flag and steal it twice.
Yeah, fortunately, that's still just insane that happened twice. And on the Baron as well. But Cuz looking for Fake here. No flash.
Oh, and it's going to land. There you go. The Glacial Prison comes through, and Faker just trying to sweep him away. He's taking damage from the ranged minions even, and he is without a dash. Eventually just gets hit by the flail of Cuz. Also, he kind of used to make fun of it.
Yeah.
The engage comes in. Pays, though, is just standing and firing. And yes, he gets a kill, but aiming is eating good tonight as he picks up the 80 carry. Not going to get carry as the glitter lance slow is too much, but still able to farm up and push the wave.
Yeah, I think KT happy with that generally in the fact that aiming gets to stay in the lane. Even though it's a 1-for-1, both 80 carries get the kills. Aiming gets to stay in the lane and push it in. But Ghost does burn his flash there, so in terms of summoners, T1 trade up, but in terms of aiming, get into, push in, get a plate, I think, here. Yeah, and some extra farm. Definitely a trade up for KT. So good engage there from the KT bot. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have it mapped in my head exactly where all the limits are for the lanes.
Yeah, weird. We do have the flash coming in, but Pays in a bunch of trouble, slowed for basically forever. Even the wild growth, not enough, and the root comes through, and Ghost will rightfully take the kill. Justice for supports as Ghost is picking up, and once again, Pays goes down second time. Now the engage coming in on a Keria, but not quite going to land that time around.
But, you know, you're still happy with that, getting flashes from both the bot laners, kill onto Pays as well. KT making this work. You know, we talked about the bot lane, expecting the pressure from Pays and carrying the 2v2.
Get the kills to shore that up.
He's also going into Ghost on the other team.
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. So Cuz coming in here, giving the Heartsteel stack over to Owner. But will Owner go down is the question as the flash comes in, and he's just supremely dead. And even a root here onto Keria, dash over the wall. Keria, no flash once again, has the Turelias.
Probably better not to. A wise decision from BDD, not just to send it. But yeah, this has been a good start for KT. 2 dragons in pocket as well. Unfortunately for them, it's an Ocean Soul. But Ocean Soul with Rek'Sai, Sejuani can be R2 even comes in. So here they are getting a red-white access on this turret.
How did this happen?
Just a awkward reset time, I think, after they took the dragon.
It's just a first turret for T1, just based on that. And, I mean, KT had a really nice lead, and now the ult is going to miss, and Pays just goes out of there. Ult also not going to land from Cuz, as BDD is here, though, and I think they should be able to get him down, as the Shuriken does miss, but the job is done regardless. 2 kills for KT at least to get some revenge.
Yeah, that was a little... Ona is very healthy, and they are not, but I think there's just too many KT members around. And
I think he just wanted to stop the back.
Yeah, we'll achieve that. Perfect's going to have to move in to defend mid, but that does leave top vulnerable, so Doran going to get some plate damage here. It was a little messy, that fight. Did look like it could have been a bit scary for KT with some misexecution, some skills not connecting, but just brute force is enough to make it work. And the bot lane for T1 getting punished again. Pays in particular being targeted heavily and paying for it, but it's still...
turrets.
Yeah, T1 getting another tower. BDD having dragons to win you the game here. It gives T1 a lot more space. KT definitely ahead in this game, but not by as much as maybe you'd hope based on how many winning plays they've made so far.
Yeah, it just feels like when you look at all the fights, it's like, oh yeah, obviously KT trying to push out mid and bot. Perfect, just looking to TP into this play eventually. As BD looking to isolate Faker, he's going to get that barrier away from the Verdant barrier. Getting pretty low is this Drake now as the TP is coming in from Faker up to the top side of the fight. And now the engage from Doran going to get onto that backline. And the steal from Owner just gets it. A pretty nice engage from Ghost, though, as the sweep comes in, but Faker is so low. And the chase is on. Flash over the wall from aiming. That's going to be another kill. Takes down Keria on top of it. Double for aiming. As T1, they get the Drake, but they lose 3 for it as KT extend their lead.
And the super sub pays off. Ghost comes in and gets a massive ult there onto T1's backline. This is exactly the fight KT needed to continue the momentum. Getting a huge win there. They don't get the dragon, unfortunately, but honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal. They get the mid lane tier 1. They get a bunch of gold.
And no TP on Perfect, but this takes a very long time this day and age. This is not the T1 Barons of old. So they're just going to kind of send it and look to turn. Ghost getting a little bit low, but Keria as well. And that's going to be the end of one of the supports as in goes Torn into that backline. Just immediately dies. No res for him. And the T1 Baron looking more like a KT Baron at this point as the knockup comes in right before Faker can sweep them away.
Shuriken?
As we do see the Aphelios doing a lot of work, but not quite enough. BDD cleans it up. And that is a 5-for-0 ace in favor of KT.
Back-to-back, just perfect fights for KT. You know, it just didn't look like they had the game under their control, and I felt like it came down in these critical moments, and they do not miss a beat. And now,
and you know, 9,000 gold to lead. I don't see T1 and their immense amount of damage doing all too much from this far behind. I think they just die before they're given any amount of time to deal damage.
Yeah.
And those targets that they're trying to deal damage to are even more tanky, have more levels.
I think the main thing as well is that Perfect and BDD are very slippery, so when you are behind compared to them, it's really hard to just actually consistently sit there and hit them, you know? Like, you can shred them given time, but they're not going to give you time.
Yeah. I mean, Pays is on 2.5 items. At this state of the game, it doesn't really feel like a good steal angle. You've got a Mundo without flash, unless he's going to walk in a straight line towards the Baron. And
there's a lot of other souls where it feels so much worse if they got it. I don't think you fight this. You just let it go.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. You need more items. You know, BDD can't gain any more levels at least.
When you're 10,000 gold down, they have Soul and Baron. That is just what you gotta say. It is what it is. That's the only thing you can say in that moment.
Yeah. It's that or, you know, FF go next, which of course in pro doesn't happen. But they will say, you know, go next in their minds. As KT looking to push with this Baron. Not all too aggressive from their standpoint.
Game plan.
Just wait another 15 minutes. Okay, there you go. I mean, they're gonna finally press their buttons and engage and get some space on this mid turret.
Okay, that was good. Made some progress. And they get an inhib tower. Oh, well, it's been rebuilt. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, Azir can do that too. Faker is trying to deal damage, level 20 perfect. It's not going all Sue.
Okay, but the Baron's down, and it's only one inhib tower broken, one inhib broken. So I think, honestly, still pretty defendable for T1. They're really stalling this game out and making KT work for it. But now Perfect's got an inroad here.
All right, they're going to actually try to engage on a perfect and...
Micro advantages. Oh, yeah.
Owner does have his flashback. Might need to use it here if he doesn't want to die. He's just going to throw his ult up and say this is good enough.
Okay, he tanked it.
Walks
nice.
it off. Yeah.
He just shook it off. He just said it is what it is. And he just powered through it. I like that energy.
Yeah.
He's full health again.
They're just waiting. They're just waiting for KT to actually try to break the base. And this time, 2v1 on a Doran, maybe, but they're just going to hit the turrets instead.
He has GA and passive, so he's really hard to kill. But, you know, unfortunately, the tower isn't.
It's a lot of PvE in this game.
2 inhibs down. That last inhib, they really need to defend that. Because if they lose that and KT just get the Baron, the ult just doesn't even matter. They can just...
Well, they do have 2 inhibs.
They have
13,000 gold is enough for KT. Do you think they have a lead? Enough of a lead?
I haven't seen them fight in so long. Who even knows anymore?
I have no idea. Owner's kind of tanky. He is going to get rooted up. BDD on the flank here. Very nice angle, but they are going to spot him. The engage comes in from Doran. Aiming is kind of just out of their pace. Mikhails comes in, a big sweep from Faker, but the wallets are so heavy as Owner gets the Elder Drake. They're down 13k. How are they winning?
There's no way. There's no way.
They just killed Aiming. There's no way. Okay, Owner's just going in, and BD will be able to get away, but...
The base.
Why is T1 allowed to do this?
How is this happening? What does this mean? Our objective value is a thing right now. They just got Elder.
So they take down mid turret. That's 800 more gold going over to T.
Look at their scoreboard. Look at their scores. No one even has 2 kills in their team, right? How is it? They're 3 and 7. Their team is 3 kills to 17. What Perfect's backdooring? Someone needs to answer what is going on.
And Faker got interrupted there. This inhibitor is definitely going down. So props to Perfect for making it interesting here. You know, KT don't have enough of a lead. So need to resort to some shenanigans. He's going for a second inhibitor here. Faker's still trying to clear the wave.
What is going on? Doran, watch out!
Well, he can't hear you, Dan, but it's okay. He's going to Grim Deliverance his way out. We got a TP coming in, and he's got 2 reses available. As now they're trying to take a fight here. Pace does not care about Cuz right now. Has to flash away. And now in the 2v2 on the bottom side, Flash comes in on a Faker. He's getting pretty low. Go Sonya's! And Perfect wants the knock. Now goes BDD! As his Sonya's ended second, so they're able to time the damage and take him down. And now the T1 Baron is looking pretty good. We got TP coming out here from Doran because Faker just died! Oh, please, Owner. It is what it is,
it is what it is.
And now they're just going to run towards the Elder, spawning in 5. But we have a flank coming out here. They're trying to actually win with this flank and maybe try to get on top of Paze, but I don't know if they can. Doran trying to get away, and I think he's just going to go down. There it is. They're looking for the flank. The Wild Growth comes out. Perfect flash from the side of Pace, who's kiting it out. And now KT have to back away. This Ophelio's too scary. And they want to set up on the Elder.
Mind you, T1 still, no one has 2 kills on this team, by the way, yet. But it looks like KT are getting the Elder, so...
Yeah.
I mean, in theory, Elder's a very good buff, but it, you know, T1 got an Elder and couldn't end the game. But will KT be able to end the game off the back of this? I don't know. They just missed a... I mean, okay, I didn't think... Yeah, he did smite. He just missed a smite again.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tight timing.
All right, they're trying to make it a game here because it's just going to go down, just gets burned as he tries to engage straight into an Aphelios and just dies. And now we got a flash on in the engage as the Aphelios ult is going to miss, but Ghost is also going to miss. BDD, Ghost Sonya's on the backside, he can't do the damage, Pace is alive! And now Zoran is killing, aiming in the back line! Who goes into the GA? And now they just keep one guy at home, and they end the game!
They just won this Elder! How are they winning this game? They're still not ahead in gold, they just equalized! The kill score is 9 to 18! What is this game?
I cannot believe what we're seeing here. BDD's got his hand on his head. I think he knows. They have one cannon minion in there, and they can just tank it.
I think
they just end.
To take away the lesson from this game, it's a clean ace, it's a clean game, and it is what it is.
It's a clean 2-0, nothing to see here. T1 take down KT in the telecom war, down 13,000 gold plus. They were so far behind, and KT said, you know what? Here's 20 minutes. Do whatever you'd like, scale up, get your Aphelios into an unlosable position.
How'd you even come to terms with this game? I haven't come to oh my god.
Is this worse?
Brendan.
Than the DNS?
Brendan.
Yeah.
I have to do a